Hey everyone, it's me Shenell here, and today I have Thrift Store Finds Makeover and Styling. And on this day, I had an idea. I wanted to create a very moody tablescape idea. I came across this collection already of these cylinder vases. I have a little bit of a collection already at home, but the majority of mine are very tall and very wide. I like this collection because it varied in sizes, so I looked around the store a little bit more and came across a few others such as these that someone you can tell probably had a rustic wedding or a party of some sort. I thought I'd create a pre-loved table decor idea with a decadent display of flickering candlelight in these multiples of cylinder vases. Candlelight all on its own, as you know, creates a beautiful, luminous, relaxing mood. So I thought, why the heck not? They're only $1 a vase. You can look to create a mood such as this for just yourself to enjoy by candlelight, maybe a dinner or a table setting for a gathering. And of course, in Shenell fashion, I'm going to add some gold to the light in for this entire mood, and just in time for the holiday season. I came across this lovely plate, or it is just a shallow dish. I love, of course, that it is gilded with all of the gorgeous gold, and I just thought to myself I could add this to my tablescape. I had these candy wrapped in gold, and I just thought I'd just place this on here and I can use this for my gathering that I will be having for the Christmas holiday. And I'll just place that right next to all of the glistening and glowing candles. And my family can enjoy themselves with some rich, decadent dark chocolate wrapped in gold. And as you've seen in my Christmas tour, I used this brown bowl that I found while out thrifting as well. It was a funny story there. I was really looking at this bowl and I picked it up and I was carrying it. I didn't get a cart, and a young man, he was looking at the bowl in my arms and he kept asking me, "Are you sure you're gonna get that bowl? Are you sure, ma'am? You don't want that bowl. Why don't you just let me take all of that out of your arms and give you a little help?" And I said, "No, sir, I'm definitely going to get the bowl." And we kind of just both laughed because he said he just really adored the bowl as well. And he wanted to use it for the same thing that we had talked about, using it on his table to add some Christmas baubles inside of it. So as you can see, a lot of people do think of ways that you can use different things and different items. Came across this wreath, and of course I'm not going to use it in its form that it is currently. I'm going to pluck off all of the reddish orangey color leaves that is around it and give it a fresh look. Again, I removed all of the garland that was originally around the art piece over the credenza, and they were drying up quite a bit, so I wasn't able to spritz them because I do work as well, going back and forth to my store. So I just pulled apart some of the greens and I thought I'd add it to the wreath and add a fresh look to it. And again, this piece was only $1.99. And we'll create a plan here on how I want to lay it out. I'm going to decide if I want to do it this way or if I want to lay it across and hang from the top. But I think I want to go this way. We're just going to lay them out and get an idea of just how many greens also that we want to put or place back on it. How thick I want it. And I think I'm liking that look a lot. Just like that. So we'll use the floral wire and get that started. So you'll just take a small piece, which is what I want to use, a very small piece. Since I have collectively put it all together, I could just go ahead and wire it all together. Now you can individually, you can do it individually, but since I have it all together, I'm just going to take the floral wire, push it right through there, and grab it, and then tie it around. As you can see, it's pretty close. And then pull it tight and just turn it. Way I can layer on some more without cutting it and add to it. And this part is already connected, but I'm going to take another piece, make it a little shorter, and just go ahead and wire it in around this portion. And raise some of the branches just so that it won't flop. And then press it down into place. And if you want to again make it thicker, you can make it thicker. And once done with the design of how I wanted to lay, and I also wanted it to have a little bit of a soft wispy look, and so I'm going to feather down some of the evergreens below here. I'm going to take some more of the brown ribbon that I used in previous video, and it's not wire because I wanted to have a free flowy feel to create the tail for the bow first. And I'm just going to take more of the floral wire and just wrap it around there to bind it together to give it the fold. Once I'm done with that, I will create the actual rolls for the ribbon, or for the, for the bow. And then I'll just fold that and get the measurement, give it a cut, and then layer it on top of one another. You can always use a glue gun here. I'm just going to use, again, some more of the floral wire and wire it together. Give it a quick tie around, like as if you're using a bread wrapper, which you can use that here if you have that on hand, if you don't have floral wire. I always like to take whatever I have around the house and try to use that before going out to purchase something, unless it's just absolutely necessary. And with these DIYs, as you can see, or these makeovers, I like to just pretty much use them in their form. Every now and then I might go in and reimagine it or recreate it to something else, but for the most part I want to show you how you can go in and find pre-loved items, bring them home, clean them up, shine them up, maybe even repaint them or rejudge them, and then place them in your space in a very elegant way. And again, they're pre-loved, but they are still, or rather they still have value. Now with these two vases I found here, a set of twins, they had already been painted in this pink color, but I didn't want them pink, so I painted them in the satin finish. Here is a look at the vases once they are all painted up. And if you look closely, which I'll pan in, they have a bit of a texture on there because I didn't want them to be glossy or even a semi-gloss. So I painted it in it's a satin finish, and they almost look flat, but they're not. They have a bit of a texture on there, and there were two. As you've seen before in the previous clip when I was painting them, and we'll just adorn them. Maybe I'll show you two different looks. I will adorn them for the holiday season, and then I am going to put them inside of the credenza, which is behind. Here I'm going to use some of the faux branches along with some of the evergreens inside of each of the vases, and we'll mimic the look one to the other. I just like for things to kind of flow rather than just always stick straight up. I like the look of that. And then we can go a step further with the look. And I don't want them to sit flat on top of each other. Take some of the greens, the natural greens, the actual fresh, or rather they have dried a little bit. They're not crunchy because I put them in the water. And then I'm just going to stick some of that right inside. Take some of those, and they're already flowy, and just pop that right inside of there. Stated before, I'm going to mimic the look one vase to the other and show you how I styled it up. Once I have completed styling the vases, I will go ahead and show you how I placed them in an area and created a quick vignette, and you can maybe try one of these ideas that has been throughout the video. So as always, stay inspired, motivated, and moving, creating something beautiful, if not for yourself, then for someone else. This has been Shenell, and many blessings be it to you. See you in the next one.